Hello, mathematicians. It's Miss Armgard back with another instructional video. Today, we are going to look at those final two levels. We are going to look at levels 3 and 4 because previously we discussed 2 and 3. We discussed 1 and 2. So, level 3 and level 4, our highest level, are E for exponents and G for grouping. What do we mean by exponents? We mean things like 3 to the second or 5 to the fourth. Both of those have exponents. The opposite of an exponent is actually a root. So the opposite of 3 to the second is actually the square root of 9. But square roots and roots in general can also be a grouping, which groupings are typically parentheses, or a fraction can be a grouping. We're going to get into that specifically. Absolute value is another type of grouping. So remember, we go from the most complex, level 4, down to level 1. So let's look at some examples. We still start the exact same way as we did with levels 1 and 2. We label, so addition is a level 1. This bracket, these parentheses, are a level 4. Our exponent is a level 3. And division is a level 2. So remember, we go from the most complex, the 4, down to addition and subtraction at level 1. So please make sure, folks, that you are doing one thing per line, one thing at a time. So the first thing we are going to do is we're going to copy 30 plus 1 because we need to do our addition inside the bracket. I forgot to label that's a level 1. So we are going to do 4 squared and then divided by 2. Yes, I know some of you probably could do the 4 squared after you did the addition, but I want you to show your work step by step. So then the next thing is to take care of our level 3, the 4 squared, which would be 16, still divided by 2. Now all we have left are levels 1 and 2. So we are going to copy 30 plus. 16 divided by 2 is 8. I like those little arrows just because it helps my brain figure out what numbers. I also suggest if you want to cross off the numbers that you've already used, that way you don't accidentally bring down a number that you've already simplified. And so then 30 plus 8, we are left with 38. Now, folks, please notice there is no equal sign here. We're not solving for anything. We're not saying these two sides are the same thing. We are simplifying this down into its most basic integer. So no equal signs, simplifying. So now let's work with a level 4. Now remember I told you above, this whole thing is a level 4 because this fraction, we can't do anything until we resolve everything on the top and everything on the bottom. So there are two ways to do this. You can rewrite this as a straight across problem, or you can solve the top and then the bottom. What do I mean rewrite? So we have 7 times 5 plus 2 minus 12. All of that goes in a parentheses, and then we divide that by, again, a parentheses of 15 minus 10. We got a level 2, we got a level 1, we got a level 1, and remember the brackets is a level 4, then we got a level 2, we got a level 1, and we got a level 4. I'm going to circle those 4s so we don't mix them up as exponents. We have 7 times 5 is 35. I'm going to cross those out because I need to bring down my plus 2 minus 12 divided by 15 minus 10. All right, and then 35 plus 2 is 37 minus 12, still divided by 15 minus 10. 37 minus 12 is 25. I'm still going to keep those parentheses. 15 minus 10. I need a little bit more room. And then 25 divided by, now we can do our 15 minus 10. So 25 divided by 5, our answer is 5. So how would you solve it the other way? Well, you would copy your problem 7 times 5 plus 2 minus 12. You're still going to label your levels 15 minus 10. So that's a 2, a 1, a 1, a 1. And so then the next down would be 35 plus 2 minus 12, all divided by 15 minus 10. You'll notice we get the same thing, it's just in a different form. So whichever one makes more sense to your brain, and as long as I can follow along and you're following the order of operations. All right, folks, the next one is we are going to deal with this root, this square root. We need to label all of our levels. That's a level 1. Square root is a level 4. That's a level 1. And that's a level 2. So we carry everything down. So now we have to deal with everything in our square root following the order of operations before we can simplify the square root. So let's bring down the 5 plus, because we know we're not doing that yet. We are going to carry down our square root symbol. 7 plus is a level 1. We have to do 2 times 9, which is 18. Now we can do our level 1. So now we have 5 plus the square root of 25. And in your calculator, there is a square root button, so you don't have to solve this. But remember, that square root is the opposite of our exponent. So 5 plus 5, the square root of 25 is 5, and our answer is 10. So there's a button on your calculator to do the square root. You don't have to know how to do those mentally. All right, folks, this last problem you are going to solve on your own. You're going to put the answer into the formative. Before I leave you, don't forget to fill in your vocabulary today at Simplify. And I am Miss Armgart saying happy solving.